There's been some discourse going on Twitter about how devs make a bunch of dev-only characters rather than free community-sided characters. It actually even got the attention of Sobi, the creator of Outcome Memories. So I wanted to make a quick video clarifications of which ones are actually available to the community, which one is coming soon, and which one we don't even have access to. Reason why I created a third category is just to separate which ones we have access currently and which one we're gonna have access in the future. Now let's see here. Of course, we're gonna have to rule out the characters we already have available because that's pretty obvious. Next up, I'm gonna also be moving all the private server characters and executioners because, well, we do technically have access to them. We just have to play them in private servers. Alright, that's already a bunch of them down. Now we can truly narrow down what we're gonna have soon and what we don't have access to. Alright, obviously, I'm gonna be moving all the soon to come characters. I mean, yeah, we don't have access to it right now, but they just want to release a fully finished survivor and executioners. I mean, you don't want to have another 2011X situation where he's very weirdly unbalanced. Up next, the recolored executioners. Let's see, Lil Jort is actually not available, so that gets to stay. Lil Jort's baby cousin is now actually a private server exclusive, so we get to move that to community. Grandpa Jort, another joke character, he's just a reskin and they're not gonna move into private servers. The two recolored Colossus, they're just very heavily unbalanced. Plus Colossus is set to be coming for the next update, so we can't really get any early gameplay. So obviously they get to stay. Sonico was recently moved to private servers, so obviously we're gonna move that to community. Steve Outcome is also gonna be moved to community because he was also added alongside with Sonico to private servers. The FNF reskin of 2011X? Yeah, no, just no. No. The King is actually an inside joke, so he's not going to be moved to private servers. Modern Sonic is really just a joke that a developer made, but it's actually possible that they could be added to private servers, so I'll be adding that for the future. Now the last one on the executioners list, the Shadow. This executioner is actually pretty well developed. I actually made a video covering their abilities, so if you want to learn more, you can go ahead and check that out. Now Sobi actually stated that this may be planned for a possible future executioner, so no one is gonna have access to this one. I'm not so sure, so just in case, we're gonna leave it for devs only. Now let's move on to survivors. Johnny Joy Mode is pretty much a reskin of 2011X, but as a survivor. He's pretty unfair in the survivor team, so they're probably not gonna add him to private servers. Susie is actually another survivor that supposedly improves Knuckles' movesets, so they're just gonna be staying as dev. This bird thing is just a bird with a lot of HP. I'm guessing since there's not much going on for this one, it's not gonna be added to private servers. Homer was actually an inside joke to the dev team, so again, it's not going to be added. This new looking Metal Sonic actually has some of the new abilities, so obviously it's going to be developer only since it's just a developing survivor. These two pixelated Eggman and Sonic, they have the most chance to be added into private servers, so we're going to go ahead and put them into the future. Alright, now for the reskin Supersonic. This is pretty much just a reskin, nothing too special about it, it's just Supersonic but different color. I'm thinking he's just going to be a skin option for like survivors. I don't know, maybe. So for now, he's gonna stay with the devs. And that's it. All survivors and executioners were properly sorted out. The community has access to 19 different characters, including private servers. Developers only have access to 13 different dev-only characters, excluding the community ones. And for future characters that the community will soon have access to, is around 18 different characters. That's the current listing we have now. But if we want to focus on what we truly have access to as of currently, the community has 19 characters while developers have access to 31 different executioners and survivors. I just want to say, of course developers are going to have access to more characters than us. They of course develop these characters, but if we're singling out just the joke characters, we actually have way more for community side. Plus these joke characters are very easy to code from what they're saying, as all it takes is just ripping off some of the same code and just slapping a reskin on it. Anyways, if you disagree on the T-chart I've created, go ahead and formulate your own opinions in the comments below. Anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about. Please subscribe and help my channel grow faster.